And a good day, everybody. Today, of course, is Thursday, the 15th of October, 2020. My name is Jewel, and this is the J7409 Tropical Update. Now, what we got going on, yesterday I showed you guys the National Hurricane Center hadn't put out anything on those other systems I was talking about, but guess what? They're up now. I was right about both of them. First, we'll start with disturbance number 1, right in this area here, getting right to go across the portions of the Lesser Antilles. This is not going to turn into anything. I didn't think it would all along. It should not turn into anything. You should just have sustained winds of 21 to 24 miles per hour. Maybe some wind gusts of 36 miles per hour every now and then. But one thing for sure, you are going to be getting some rain. Disturbance number 1. Disturbance number 2. All this little ragged mess out here, moving around and right on up. This is disturbance number 2. Now, it is going to move south, and then it's going to move westerly. I think it should ride right off the coast of North Carolina, maybe South Carolina, maybe Georgia, right off the coastlines. But I think it will be close enough that all of the coastlines will feel it. Okay? That's what it looks like now. Of course, all this can change. I think that number 2 here may turn into a tropical storm. It has a chance of doing so. It might not. We'll have to wait and see. But everybody along the coastline here, you need to be ready and need to be aware of this. This, before it's all over, may affect Delaware, New Jersey, right along the coastlines here, and go up with the center in Maine. But at that point, it should be just about diminished in any kind of strength and be a big rainmaker. All of this coming up within about 11 to 12 days. Now, we have disturbance number 3, right down in this area here. What it's looking like it's going to do, this looks like it will be a tropical storm, possibly a hurricane. Now, this one is going to move right on across Cuba, right up in this area. It's not going to be coming from east to west, so it's not going to go over that much of the land and mountainous terrain. It will go over some, as you can see, but not that much. What it's looking like as of now, there's a couple of scenarios. It could move a little further over here, and as it comes up, move up and hit Florida. Or it may just ride the coastline and stay off of the states. But North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, we would still feel some effects from it. Of course, any jog here or there, either way, is going to make a big difference in these systems as they move across, because we're going to be having a big high pressure out here. Hopefully, if all this moves along like it should, a high pressure up here, but we're going to have a low in between. Now, that low is going to suck these things up, okay? The high pressures aren't going to pull them on out to sea earlier. This is if this stuff materializes and moves along like it should. Sorry I'm a little late this morning, folks. I've just got back from the doctor. I had to have a lot of blood tests done, a lot of things going on. I may have to have some heart work done. We'll just have to wait and see. I'd appreciate it if you keep me in your prayers and thoughts. Now, if you haven't subscribed and you're into the weather, I ask that you please do so. Just click subscribe, click that bell, and make sure you check off all. If you do not check off all, you will not receive my videos as I put them out. I would greatly appreciate that so much for any type of weather that may be coming your way that could cause any kind of threats to you in any way. I always get it out for you. Over at the National Hurricane Center, here we go. Here's disturbance number 1 down around the Antilles. It's just a weak area of low pressure near the Lesser Antilles. It has become less well-defined since yesterday, and the strong upper-level winds are expected to continue to inhibit development while the system moves west-northwestward over the next couple of days. Although development is no longer anticipated, the system could produce some locally heavy rainfall across a portion of the Lesser Antilles, the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico over the next few days. But as you can see, 0 chance 2 days, 0 chance 5 days. By the time 5 days is over, it's going to be well out of your way and out of your hair. Like I say, I think you guys could have sustained winds of 21 to 24 miles per hour maybe, with some gust of 36 miles per hour. But everybody, especially the northern portion of the islands and over in Puerto Rico, maybe a little of the Dominican Republic, you guys are going to get rain out of it. Now, here we have disturbance number 2. As of now, broad non-tropical. That's a good thing. It's expected to form, though, this weekend several hundred miles southeast of Bermuda. Now, some slow development will be possible thereafter into early next week, and this system is going to be moving southwestward, then just westward, passing about midway between Bermuda and the northern Lesser Antilles. It's 0 in a couple of days, 20% in 5 days. That will probably change, okay? We know how these things change. And I'm telling everyone from Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina coastlines, we need to watch disturbance number 2. Disturbance number 3, it's just a broad area of low pressure. It could form by early next week over the southwestern Caribbean Sea. Now, some gradual development of the system will be possible thereafter while it moves slowly west-northwestward. It's 0 in 2 days, 20% in 5 days. I had one of my subscribers ask me, he's got a friend that's going to be down around in these areas next week. Would they be okay? I think yes, because it's going to be moving up this way. Okay? As it looks now, it can change. I would suggest that anyone that's going to be in these areas here, just keep your eyes on disturbance number 3. And I am fully amazed because I said these systems were coming up yesterday, and sure enough, the National Hurricane Center agrees with me. Let's check out something else right quick. You know, these storms are a perfect example of how you cannot go by one model, one of these weather models. You can't always go by the European model. You can't always go by the GFS model. You have to kind of combine them together, and when they both equal out and look about the same, you know good and well, if it's headed your way, it's coming your way. Well, in the very beginning stages of these systems, as they make up, the European model may pick up one, the GFS model may not, and may pick up another. And that's the case with these 3 systems. On the European model right now, here we have the Antilles, and we see this is set for 2 p.m. this afternoon. The winds are hardly nothing, folks. These are the gusts, the strongest winds, 34 miles per hour. Sustained winds, they're a little of nothing, 21 miles per hour. But the rain and all of the good stuff that comes along with the rain, you can see it's going to be everywhere, reaching over into Puerto Rico and portions of the Dominican Republic. As this moves on through, by tomorrow morning around 7 a.m., it's going to start to lift a little to the northwest and move on out. And by Saturday, looking like most of the rain, except for right up in the northern section here, will be gone with this. And by Sunday, it should be diminished altogether with just a few sprinkles here and there for all of my island friends. Now let's go up to disturbance number 2. I've already got this pushed up to this coming Tuesday in the afternoon around 1 p.m. Here it is, still looking like an elongated low, okay? Well, it's going to start to move, folks. We're going to hop on up to this coming Wednesday, the 21st at 8. You can see how it starts to move north-northwesterly, and it does begin to get a little bit of vorticity and circulation in it with the winds now up to 55-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Well, that already makes it a tropical storm. If this holds true, we'll have to wait and see if it happens. It looks like it's going to, though. Then by Thursday morning early, it starts to move westward. You see that? It just moves westward. Thursday afternoon or evening around 7 p.m., it begins to get a little bigger and more organized, it's looking like. Winds in it now, let's see, wind gust of 49, that's still tropical storm. Now that's the gust, tropical storm strength. Of course, it's going to have rain with it. By Friday afternoon around 2 p.m., it starts to lift a little bit to the north, and by Saturday evening, you can see now it's grown a lot. It has more isobars. They're not tightly compact, but the coastlines here, I haven't showed you every little hour, but the coastlines are going to feel this, as you can see, and the winds are going to pick up around the North Carolina coast around 42 miles per hour with wind gusts, and it's looking like this could be a tropical storm. We will have to wait and see what happens. Now, on the European model, you see where this low for disturbance number 3 has started to form. It shows up better on the GFS in the early stages, so we'll check it out. Now, by Saturday the 24th, this should, over the weekend, it should start to form. This weekend, the 18th and 17th, but by the following weekend, the isobars are more tightly compact. As you can see, it is going to be going over Cuba here. The winds in this, let's see what it's looking like right now. 68 mile per hour wind gust, almost hurricane strength, not far away. We'll come here and see what this is, 65. So at this point, it's a in tropical storm, but at the same time, I do think it has a chance of turning into a hurricane. Now, you can go to different GFS models, and that's where I got my scenarios from. It does look like right now it is going to go this way, and maybe then it's going to start to come this way. Maybe stay right off the coast of Florida. If it nudges a little to the west, it's going to go straight up Florida. So we've got to keep our eyes on it, and then of course it can come all right on up the coastlines here and affect everybody on the eastern seaboard at some degree. So that's your tropical update today. I'm glad that the National Hurricane Center did agree with what I said yesterday. It's looking like these things may happen. We got to watch them, folks. Just make sure you have your kits, your plans, and all that stuff that you've prepared for all year. If you haven't had to use them, please do not get rid of them. We still got a ways to go during hurricane season. And yes, the water all the way up to North Carolina, down through Florida, along the coastline is in the 80s. It is warm enough for a storm to mature and make landfall. And we know the Gulf is warm enough too, except just right around the very edges. So please, please, we have 1, 2, 3 disturbances. Please keep up with them with me. Share this information with your family, your friends, and on your social media to help me make people aware and to keep people safe if something's coming their way. I would greatly appreciate it. Have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day. I love you all and thank you for everything you do for me. And may each and every one of you have much peace, love, and kindness in your lives today. Thanks for watching.